name is Daniel Bernard Roumain, DBR. I started playing the violin when I was 5 years old. I started composing when I was 10. This is my violin, not the violin. There's a difference. My violin can dance. My violin can be a bass. My violin could be an acoustic guitar. My violin can laugh. My violin can breathe. My violin can sing. My violin can be an electric guitar. My violin can be a DJ. My violin represents who I am. My violin represents everything I want to be. My violin is freedom. 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 My name is Daniel Bernard Roumain. I started playing the violin when I was 5 years old. This is my violin, not the violin, and there's a difference.
I am Wyld the Bard. I'm a poet, performing artist, hip-hop artist, originally from Midlothian, Virginia. And I take a lot of pride being a Southern gentleman and coming from the South and making music and art that is very explicit to experiencing events and circumstances that are unique to that region. And in the end, it's all about healing from past trauma. And now that I'm based in Phoenix, Arizona, I just make art that heals from that past trauma. And so that I'm creating a new reality that we all recognize each other for who we truly are as human beings and love. And really that love is all we need. Love really is the answer. And it's all love at the end of the day. And that's what I wish to project and exude through my artistry. Now we find history timeline collapsing down. As we finally remember who we are through the chaos. We remember that we are not who we were told we are. For we are beings of pure magic and stardust, baby. The time is now to rise and reclaim your birthright. the time to free them chains that hold you down for so long. Now's the time to merge with your heart and soul. Surrender and finally let go. You are that of the divine soul. You are amazing, and so am I. The spark of magic that rests deep in the twinkle of the eye. I these waves of oneness and see that there is no you and I. It's time to free ourselves from history's timeline. You're beautiful, you're amazing. And alas, it is time to bring it back to God. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to the people, for we are all the above. In the mind and eyes of God, there is nothing other than oneness, yet we historically have allowed ourselves to fall from such a view. As we made moves, over time we thought we had something so big and important to prove. As we made moves on other tribes, peoples, and nations, temporarily blind to the light of all creation. We began to descend into a curse of shame and damnation, with our egos walking around, projecting out such hatred, out of fear that there ain't enough to go around. That old myth of that supply and demand had our relatives killing and dying over the sacred stolen lands. Alas, it is time to bring it back to God. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to the people, for we are all the above. May we revive them days of praise and devotion as we join together in the beloved community to serve, create, and inspire. For our souls chose to be here right now, despite these times seeming dire. That's why in this present moment I carry such a fire. For through my craft I found myself elevating higher. Elevating so high as the magic that is I. Open thy eyes and realize that we all been the Messiah. So high, I'm finally chilling with God. In the realms of pure imagination, fairies, elves, angels, such magic all around, such magic is abound in every beating heart. Such magic be thy spark to the will of God, the Most High. God is most alive. inside, especially when one surrenders to each moment and its vibe. God knows no gender, no sides. It's simply that primal spark of light. I am. So be kind and do right and love your fellow human beings, relatives of planet Earth, and blessings, love, peace, and grace shall find its way into your hearts for the rest of your days. Yahweh, we be that prophesied shift, that second coming, that ancient gift, warriors of the rainbow alike. It's finally time to bring it back to God. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to the people, for we are all the above. Bring it back to God. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to the people, for we are all the above. Bring it back to God. Bring it back to life. Bring it back to God. Bring it back to the light. Bring it back to God. Bring it back to light. Bring it back to God. Bring it back to life. Because in the pitchiest, blackest, darkest of all nights, one is finally able to awaken and see your shining bright light.
Hi there, my name is Cole Travis, and I hope you're doing well. I'm an Arizonan composer and multi-instrumentalist who focuses on emotional evocation, audience collaboration, and also honest, if not somewhat sardonic, storytelling. I'm currently working on two projects I'm very proud to be a part of. The first is Opus Loops. Opus Loops allows me to connect to audiences through improvisational live looping so that I can create music on the spot about anything and anyone I want. Along with that is Infinicore, in which I satirize consumerism and capitalism through the voice of a fictional propaganda band hired by a multinational evil conglomerate. All I want to do is be a shared and messy experience that people can bond over.
Fighting this for my whole life has left me with too much strife, so I'm working every day on letting go a little more. What else am I to do when my whole point of view is based on an idea that is no longer true to me? Well, I am surrendering into this feeling. I accept that I'm not in control. got to make this body work for me. Well, I got to make this body work for me. It might not be the one I want, but I'm working with what I got. There's really no other options I can see.
I always wanted to create stories that make you feel something. The power a filmmaker has on its audience is truly limitless. It's all about the story you want to tell, what characters you want to create, what world you want to build. I'm a filmmaker, a storyteller, a director. Based in Phoenix, Arizona, I wake up every day with this burning desire to make movies. And that's how I know that that's what I want to do with my life. There's no easy in filmmaking, but the grit and determination is what sets me apart. I like to tell stories about everyday people in extraordinary situations, interesting relationships involving the human connection, and thought-provoking ideas. My name is Keegan Carlson. I'm a writer, director, editor, and I'm a filmmaker. Have you ever lacked creative motivation? Have you ever struggled to be creative when you needed to be? What if there was a pharmaceutical creatives could take to enhance one's creativity? In this short film, Cone 10, Anna addresses these questions while she struggles for creativity herself. Starring Rebecca Dawn and Shannon Hall, Cone 10.
The report that Democratic staffers have been writing detailing the president's role in the Ukraine scandal, meaning tonight we're going to learn about the committee's findings from...
Grab their coloring book. Well, if you don't have one, you need maybe an adult coloring book. You've heard of adult coloring as kind of been a trendy thing lately, but this is really good for our brains. We have Dr. DeSilva with us this morning. Good morning to you.
Hello. Hello, is this Anna Henline? This is Becca Wilson from college. Oh my gosh, Becca? Ah, that sounds great. I'm really happy for you. Well, hey, I want to hear more about you and your art. Are you doing anything tomorrow night? I know it's super short notice, but I'm actually in town. It'd be great to catch up more. Oh, tomorrow night? Yeah. I don't have anything planned. That would be fun. Really? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're available. It's gonna be so good to see you again. Okay. Yeah. Text me all the details, okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, I have to go, but I'll text you and we'll get it all figured out. Okay, sounds good. Okay, bye, Anna. Hi. I can't believe you're here. I can't believe I am either. Your house is so beautiful. Oh, thanks. Come on in. And he said what? You're just bitching at me. We were laughing so hard. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Oh, well, he sounds like a fun guy. I'm really happy for you. Thanks. I do feel so lucky. Wait, okay, tell me about your art and your pottery. How's it going? It could be going better. I haven't done much since, he passed. Just haven't been in the mood.
My work hasn't been good in a while anyway. I don't know what it is. I don't feel inspired, creative, motivated. I still love it, don't get me wrong. I just feel stuck. In a way, I guess.
That sounds horrible. Ugh. I'm really sorry, Anna. I have a slight confession. I do work in the medical industry, but I'm not a pharmacist like I said I was.
Oh.
I work for a medical company, a company who's trying to help people like you. Creatives like you. We're working on a new product that is truly going to revolutionize the creative industry. C10. Or creativity times 10 is an easier way to look at it. It's a new form of synthetic creativity. Basically, think of creativity as more of a skill, something we develop over time. The way each unique mind thinks based on life experiences and exposures. So we did an experiment with adults and children. We put a black dot on a whiteboard and we asked each group what they saw. The adults said things like black dot, bullet point, circle. Interesting enough, the children saw something completely different. Black hole, bullet coming toward you, UFO, mole, cockroach shit. And we asked ourselves why the children were coming up with more creative choices, even with substantially less life experience and exposure.
Well, what did you find?
Surprising enough, it comes down to adaptation and evolution. See, as adults, we've invariably picked up mental blocks, cognitive biases, perceptual blind spots, just while growing up and becoming who we are. The children simply answer the dot of the board question with more creative possibilities because they haven't been restricted by those filters we've developed over time. Which left us realizing the key to enhancing one's creativity isn't how to get new innovative thoughts into the mind, but how to get old ones out. C10 here essentially lifts off the roadblocks and opens the mind back up to limitless creativity.
Wow. I don't know what to say. This is amazing. I can't believe you're working on something to help artists. It could really change a lot.
I know. And that's why I wanted to tell you about it. Because I think it could change a lot for you. Before I called, I did some digging. You haven't updated your ceramic website in over 2 years. Haven't posted anything online. No art shows, no installations, no food shows. I'm worried about you. I know we haven't been in touch much recently, but I know how good of an artist you are. Loss is hard. And sometimes it takes help to get unstuck, and that's okay.
Okay. I don't do drugs. And I don't need help with my mind or creative roadblocks. My dad died. And I'm moving slower, and that's fine. That's what mourning is.
Anna, I know, and it's not a drug or anything that's gonna damage your brain. It's like taking a vitamin.
No, Becca, it is actually. And to be honest, I don't want anything to do with it. You know, it's been good seeing you, but this is weird and happening so fast. I haven't seen you in years, and now you're in my house offering me drugs to make me a better potter. I mean...
Anna, I care about you. That's why I'm here.
My name is Mylin. I was born and raised in San Jose, California, within a really large and fairly tight-knit Vietnamese American community that I had always felt really lonely and repressed in. So I spent most of my life as an artist avoiding saying much of anything about that. Now I'm circling back and going deeper than I ever imagined one could go, to my own history, my family story, my upbringing. I dance, I direct, I make films, I make stage pieces, but in all of that, I think in images, I think in emotions. And my favorite thing is to recreate real human emotions without reenacting them. And how does one do that?
Hello, my name is Michelle de Russo, and I'm originally from Argentina but currently living in Phoenix, Arizona. My background in conducting is a little different from the typical conductor, as I was artistically formed in voice and dance. I was part of a professional musical theater company in Buenos Aires for a very successful 6-month season. That's where I discovered that my passion was actually conducting. The transition was difficult but also simple, as the conducting just merges all of these art forms that I love so much: dancing, theater, and of course music. Another passion of mine is to empower younger females and Latinos to pursue their dreams and really follow them. I came all the way from Argentina just chasing a dream, and now I'm here trying to accomplish them and having the time of my life.
Uno, dos, tres. Conducting is dancing. Liderar, crear, participar. Communication with no words. That's who I am. The point where being an artist, dancer, performer, and musician meet. An Argentinian scream of freedom in a world where the words female and immigrant are a threat. A threat to toxic masculinity, racism, sexism, and classical music. A force of nature, an unstoppable Latina fire ready to speak up. Speak up and take space. Take the space that has been denied. At the same time, right now, nada. La nada misma. El vacío existencial de no poder crear. Restriction, opportunity, isolation, reflection, rebirth. Uno, dos, tres.
Hello, my name is Maggie Waller, and to me, dance is breath. I was born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona, and I find my home within the cipher, within the circular structure of exchange, risk, joy. I'm a freestyle dancer that pulls from locking, hip-hop, whacking, and house, and I create work within these forms that make space for women to tell their stories. I'm Jewish, and a lot of my work explores what that means. My work revolves around themes of identity, politics, social justice, human relationships. I believe in an unapologetic love of self, dance as healing, and in art as connection. I teach dance to youth, I write about dance, and I work in the nonprofit sector to bring dance to various communities of people. Dance can change the world, and I plan to be at the forefront.
As I sit here in the middle of it all, as I feel the wind gently flowing through my hair, as I smell fresh grass and flowers and pollen, I am reminded to pause. Inhale, exhale. Grounding myself in the natural order of things, reminding myself that I will be okay. This is peace. Here, I am reminded of the vastness of it all, of the small role we play in the world, and of how much power we have to completely destroy it all. Here, I can appreciate. Here, I am reassured that life happens in cycles, that everything is constantly growing, that things can die and be reborn, and that life keeps moving. Here, I am reminded of my responsibility, a responsibility to advocate for this magnificent green paradise in which I exist, a responsibility to know my place in this world, a responsibility to love myself and this earth and this life as deeply as I can. This is where we go for solace. When the structures of the world come crumbling down and every day is collective grieving, we take a walk. We sit in the silence. We talk to the mother. Legs moving, arms swinging, sun beaming, we establish a new home. This has always been home. This will always be home. Inhale, exhale, pause, and take it all in.
And here we are. And here we are. I want to take this moment and just say thank you for tuning in to what has been a really special time in a really special place. Ladies and gentlemen, DBR Lab, please give a warm welcome to Malena, to Wyld, to Keegan Carlson, to Cole Travis, to Maggie Waller, to Michelle Russo, to Malena Grosz. Yeah, so I think everybody can unmute. And I know Maggie's going to come back. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome, awesome. So I think we have some questions in the chat room, but I just wanted to start and say if everybody could maybe, we've got a little bit of time here, and I think if we could do a little 1 minute where you are now or what you think or whatever you want to say moment. Let's start with maybe Malena. Malena, 1 minute. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are now, or anything you want to say in this moment.
Yeah, so I just completed my MFA in dance, and I'm looking at just 2 days of finals left. And currently based in Tempe, but we'll be moving back to California in about a month or a few weeks. And I'll be working out of there.
Awesome, awesome. Michelle Russo?
Hi, all. Thank you for watching. I'm currently graduating from my doctoral degree in orchestral conducting at ASU. So I'm a doctor already officially, which is exciting, and trying to figure out what are the next steps in our field, considering everything that's happening. But very excited to perform today. And yeah, I'm stuck in DC. Probably will go back to Arizona soon.
Awesome. Wyld.
So thank you everybody for being here and for joining, being a part of this experience. And shout out to the lab. This is a groovy collective of people, and I'm really humbled to be a part of it. And for me, I'm supposed to graduate this semester. It looks like that's probably gonna happen, but it's like things are very uncertain. But I just like trust and faith, and I just know that everything's gonna be all good. And just thank you. I'm just so humbled to have this opportunity. And I'm just in a state of creating and transforming. So yeah, thank y'all so much for this opportunity.
Oh, it's so wonderful, so wonderful. Cole Travis, please.
This is the last official ASU anything I'll be doing with my undergrad. So I'm graduating with a bachelor's in human communication. I'm also taking my first steps into the realm of professional composition. And I'm working with some amazing people on a few upcoming projects. I don't really want to say too much else right now. I'm still kind of reeling from the performance, but yes. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. 99% of them very good.
Oh, so glad. We are too, Cole. We are too. Let's move to Keegan Carlson, please.
Hey, I'm so excited to be a part of the DBR Lab 2020. I am finishing up my undergrad at ASU, the bachelor's in the film and media productions directing track, and I have 1 semester left. I'm currently working on my senior capstone film, and I'm super excited to be making as many films and projects through ASU while I still can.
Awesome, Keegan. Awesome. Let's move to Maggie Waller.
Are these just intros?
Yeah, it's 1 minute
Okay.
of anything you'd like to say, where you are,
Okay.
who you are. Yes, Maggie.
So, advice, don't perform outside in Arizona right now because you will overheat physically, and your technology will overheat. So I'm graduating this semester with my BFA in dance and my minor in justice studies. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity to perform during these circumstances. And I think it's just highlighting the importance of art for our world in general, especially during times of struggle.
Yes, absolutely. And Malena Grosz, please.
Hi, I'm Malena. I just did the digital production on the performance you just saw, so I've been teaching myself for the last month how to do this. I was a part of the inaugural DBR Lab last year, so I was part of the group. We performed at National Sawdust last April, and this group here was also scheduled to perform at National Sawdust in New York on April 17th, but due to the circumstances, we had to cancel and adapt. And I'm so incredibly proud of everyone here. And I'm also alum ASU MFA last May.
Yes. And we actually have another lab member from what we call DBR Lab 2019. You did not see her, but you heard her. Maggie, you want to talk a little bit about Adele Etheridge-Woodson, please?
Yes. So shout out to Adele Etheridge-Woodson. We are middle school and high school friends that just kept in contact and have been doing some collaborative projects. And the music you heard from my piece was a composition by her. So I just wanted to shout her out, give her credit, because it's important that we name the artists that we're using things from and we spread their art. So shout out to Adele. Thank you.
While we're doing shout outs, could we also please shout out Keegan for making those amazing living headshots?
Yes. Let's shout out Keegan for making those incredible short films. Let's get our reactions in, y'all, our responses. And yes, let's see if I can get it going. There we go. Yes. Clap. That's how we do it in Zoom land. That's how we do it in jazz hands and all that. But in all seriousness, the films were an integral part of today's performance. We call them living headshots. Keegan, can you explain the process?
Absolutely. So we had this great idea to kind of do a headshot where, the standard headshot that you use professionally for your website, but to turn it into a living headshot where we kind of get a minute video, really capture the artist and their personality, tell them a little bit about their story, where they're from, what projects they're working on, and that's kind of where the living headshots came from.
Awesome. And what I love most about the living headshots is their utilitarian use. I think they say a lot about the artist. It's a true collaboration. They're timeless in a way. I think they're beautiful. I think they're lovely. If you don't know anything about us at all, I think these living headshots give you a really important entryway. And I think it's really important that the words and so much of the framing of these living headshots are coming from the artist and are done in collaboration with you, Keegan.
Yeah, all the films were a really great collaboration with myself and the artist, because it was one-on-one collaboration, kind of going out there, walking around, kind of getting a feel for them, hearing about their story, and creating something that's very personable. And that I feel like you can really feel that with how they all came out.
Absolutely. So we did have some questions.
Wait,
and yes, Malena, please.
I was going to say, did Wyld pop in? Did we get his?
Oh, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, it happened. Wyld.
Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
I've been moderating things, so I might mention it. Sorry.
You've been doing triple duty, Malena. So yes, we got everybody covered. We're like the Marines. We leave no one behind, and that includes our wonderful audience. And they have some questions for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the question. If anybody wants to pick it up, that's fine. If not, I'll just ask one of our wonderful DBR Lab members to answer. So first question: what was the impact of all of you in class together? Who'd like to pick that one up? What was the impact of your time in class together? And that's before we were physically distancing, of course. What was the impact? What do you think, Michelle? What was the impact of your time in class together?
Point me out because I think that I was the one that was most affected and in a positive way, like the one that took the most advantage out of my wonderful colleagues. They really helped me explore and get out of my shell and go into limits or boundaries that I had never explored before. And they helped me to do that in a safe space, and also by, I don't know, giving me very cool and fun suggestions about how I could do that, and always encouraging me. And I don't know, I think they were crucial in me being able to actually accomplish something so different than what I usually do in my career. So it was wonderful. And I just wish we all had the chance to collaborate more with different fields. I think it's very productive, and creatively speaking, it's wonderful.
And Cole, let's throw that over to you as well. What was the impact of being in class together? I don't know if you want to get on the mic or not.
Yeah, no, I can.
Great.
You'll hear me?
Yeah. Maybe if you get a little closer to your mic.
Yeah, it's a snowball, so it's going to look a little
gotcha.
weird. So, I think personally,
Perfect.
I'm one of the people in this class, if not the most, let me rephrase that. I think I'm the most removed from like a professional art situation, more than anyone else in this class. I'm a communication major. I've been playing music since I was a kid, yes, but never pursued it professionally until recently. And for me, being in the DBR Lab class, and the DBR Lab space, and seeing everyone else present their pieces, be it this semester or last one, it made me realize I really had to like amp up my game, because I'm working with such amazing artists, and ASU has so many amazing artists. I think more than anything, it really shifted my perspective onto, oh, this isn't going to be a hobby anymore. This you need to start taking this more seriously. Start having more conversations about what your art means. Start focusing more on honing in your skills and your crafts. Without being in class with the lab, I wouldn't have started to go down the road of music production. Wyld actually got me into that over a piece that we were working on in the very beginning of the semester. I wouldn't have had the chance to talk about dance. I know nothing about dance, but my conversations with Malena and Maggie have like really opened up my eyes for myself and as a performer and a consumer. So yeah, I think honestly, perspective shifting is really what this class allowed me to do.
I love it. We got about 5 minutes left in our post-performance discussion. Next question: how has the shelter-in-place orders inspired your creativity? I'm going to throw that over to Malena. How has the shelter-in-place orders inspired your creativity?
I mean, at that point, we're working a lot with screens, so adapting live performance for a very specific shape, which is the box, right, the rectangle, and just kind of knowing that that's your frame, and then playing with the distance. You can go forward and backward, and then pretty much this is your restriction. So I think for me personally, having restrictions helps my creativity, because then I'm given parameters to work with and to think in. And so when we initially decided to move this performance online, we had a pretty good discussion with the whole class about what would be the best way to present it. Should it be pre-recorded? Should it be live? And I think just having all the voices kind of contribute ideas as to how to engage an audience, even though they're not with us physically, was really great. Like I was really inspired by everyone's ideas.
And Malena, also I want to let everybody know, Malena directed this performance. So I want to give a special hand to Malena for that. Really beautiful. And we have a question from our gallery. Malena, can you explain the meaning behind your performance?
Yeah, so it was originally titled Me Love You Long Time, which is based on the well-known line from that movie Full Metal Jacket, which was very dehumanizing and demeaning towards Asian women, particularly Vietnamese women, since the film was about the Vietnam American War. And I, like all Asian women, I really resent that phrase because it's just come to really not dictate, but it's just been a huge influence on myself, like my image of myself, and then how I think that other people might perceive me. And so this piece was kind of a reclamation of that phrase and then a play on it. So it changed it to Mea, love you long time. Mea meaning mother or mom. And so the piece is about a mother's endurance and strength and just like work ethic. My mom was just, I don't know how she did the things she did, but my imagination is that she must have been part machine because I could never, as much energy as I think I have, I could never do half the things she did. So it was kind of in tribute to her, but also an honest piece about childhood trauma as well. The trauma of having a mother who wasn't able to work through some of her own traumas and how that kind of passed on to me.
Thank you so much for that. We've got about 3 minutes left. Maggie, what has it been like for you being in DBR Lab? So everyone knows, you did an incredible performance just a few weeks ago in your own work that was obviously also online. So you can talk about that, or you can talk about your experiences in the lab.
So with this being my senior year, things just kind of naturally shifted to what is it like to be an artist in the world, and the barriers kind of have been taken away. So the barrier between I'm a dancer here and then I'm a student here and I'm typing and I'm doing an essay here and now I'm a sister and now I'm a daughter, like they all sort of blended together throughout the year. And then even more so in the DBR Lab, we did a lot of work about not only on projects, but a lot of discussions about what it means to be an artist, different tools, how to craft your own specific journey. So that has been really fulfilling for me. And then with our current situation, I think it just digs even deeper into that. How am I an artist? So my home space is now my art space, is now my school space. Everything is in the same space. So how am I constantly building this identity where art is the art itself is an integral part of who I am. So I think the DBR Lab helped me realize that that the barriers don't exist, that now is the time to really think about how I want to be an artist in everything that I do. And I also owe that to the circumstances that we're in right now. It's all full circle.
Thank you so much for that. So Malena, can you take us out? We've got just a few moments left. Really want to thank you so much for your guiding spirit through this incredible process. You have pushed us. The lab members pull us. As I like to say, I just watch. But Malena.
Well, Daniel, you do so much more than just watch. Thank you so much for your guidance through this process and for taking a chance on emerging artists. I mean, this is the second cohort that I've been here to experience the transformation. So thank you for the work you do, because it's very important to all of us.
Thank you, Malena. Thank you. And last, certainly not least, Wyld, can you take us out? You have been our guiding force throughout this lab process, and you are a true wordsmith and genius and interlocutor of all the things that are right in this world. So Wyld, please.
Thank you for that. And I just wanted to express profound gratitude to each and every one of y'all. Sometimes, I'm just doing my own thing, but I'm always observing, I'm always loving. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone that tuned into this. And I think, like I was just saying earlier to this class at one point, these times were prophesized. I'm of indigenous Chickahominy ancestry, and it's important to note that these times were prophesized and that through these times we're going to get through and we're going to have a better age for all humanity and all life. So that's just what I want to share. It's just all about love. Love yourself where you're at, love each other. And that's really all we can do. And just let's try not to just try to be more compassionate to our circumstances and one another. So yeah, thank y'all.
Thank you so much. We want to thank everybody at ASU Gammage, Colleen, Michael, Ariana, Teresa, Fernanda. We want to thank everybody at the School of Music and Theater and Dance. We want to thank Dean Tepper, Sandy, Heather Landis, Jeff McMahon, Jeffrey Meyer, Brian Damaris, everyone who has come into the lab. And thank you so much for being here. God bless you. Let the universe bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love, love, love. Be healthy, be safe, be secure. We will see you soon.